Today, we're diving into a massive question facing pretty much every entrepreneur in India. Do you have to choose between doing things the old school traditional way or going all in on the modern Silicon Valley style startup? Well, we're going to explore a powerful third path, one that actually brings the best of both worlds together. Right? This question really gets to the heart of it. It feels like you're standing at a crossroads between two totally different universes. But is it really that black and white? Let's actually unpack what each of these worlds really stands for. So, on one side, you've got the traditional playbook. It's all about trust, building something that lasts, a real legacy. And on the other side, the modern startup world, which is obsessed with speed, massive scale, and, of course, disruption. You can see how these values feel like they're in a total tug of war. And that tension is playing out across India's entire economy. So first, let's talk about that foundation. And I want to be clear. This is not some dusty relic of the past. This is the living, breathing spine of the Indian economy. It's a system that's built for one thing above all else: survival. And just look at the sheer scale of it. We are talking about over 63 million, that's million with an M, of these small and medium businesses. They aren't just part of the economy. In so many ways, they are the economy. They provide this incredible stability, this economic gravity. The key thing to get here is that these businesses run on a different kind of fuel. It's all about relationships. Trust isn't just a nice word on a poster. It is the currency they trade in. And get this, they employ over 110 million people, acting as a crucial social safety net where formal systems sometimes can't reach. Okay, so now let's flip the coin and look at the other side. If traditional business is the anchor holding everything steady, then modern startups, well, they're the rocket fuel. They are the accelerator, pushing for incredible speed and global ambition. And believe it or not, the numbers here are just as mind-boggling. India has the third largest startup ecosystem on the planet, with more than 100,000 startups. This is the engine of speed, of leverage, and of completely shaking up old industries. And this model, it's optimized for something totally different. It's all about testing ideas really, really fast, using technology to smash down the old barriers to entry, and thinking about a global market from the get-go. It's an incredible force multiplier, and it's attracting billions in investment. So, what happens when these two powerful engines, this engine of trust and this engine of speed, smash into each other without any real understanding or integration? Well, the results, they can be pretty destructive. And this right here, this shows you the price. The data is just brutal. Nearly 90% of startups fail within their first 5 years. And look, this isn't just about bad ideas. A lot of the time, it's about trying to copy-paste the Silicon Valley playbook onto the complex realities of India, and it just doesn't fit. This quote, wow, it really gets to the heart of the ethical problem here, doesn't it? When the only thing that matters is how fast you grow and what your valuation is, you risk building businesses that are just hollow. They burn people out, and at the end of the day, they're not built to last. And that fallout is so real. We see founders completely burning out. We see these deep, painful conflicts in family businesses where the younger generation wants to modernize and the older generation is pushing back. And you get this kind of growth that looks amazing on a spreadsheet but is so fragile, it shatters at the first sign of a real challenge. But, and this is a big but, there is a better way. The answer isn't about picking a side in this fight, it's about building a bridge. This is what we're calling the hybrid path, and it's all about intentionally combining the best of both of these powerful worlds. So, what exactly is hybrid thinking? Think of it as a strategy. It's about taking that deep, hard-earned wisdom from traditional business, things like community, ethics, patience, and marrying it with the incredible tools of the modern world, like data, technology, and platforms that give you global reach. Now, you might be thinking, okay, that sounds great, but how do you actually do it? Well, this is one really practical way. It's called the core edge principle. Step 1, you protect the stable, cash-positive, reliable core of your business. That's sacred. Then you use modern tools to experiment out on the edges, new ideas, new markets. And this is the most important part. You build a firewall between them. That way, if an experiment goes sideways, it doesn't sink the whole ship. This is such a critical idea to absorb, especially if you're trying to drive change. When an older generation pushes back against a new idea, it's so easy to dismiss it as them being stuck in the past. But it's often not about ignorance, it's memory. They remember what it took to survive lean times, and that caution is wisdom that's been paid for. So how do you put all this into practice? The single most important thing is to understand there is no one-size-fits-all answer. The best model isn't about what's trendy. It's about what genuinely fits your specific situation.
And this table is a really helpful way to start thinking about that. For example, if you're family funded in a tier 2 city, a hybrid approach probably makes the most sense. But if you've taken a ton of VC money and you're shooting for the global moon, you're going to lean modern. But you still need those ethical guardrails. The whole point is to match the strategy to your reality, not the other way around.
At the end of the day, the most valuable skill for India's next generation of leaders isn't just going to be innovation. It's going to be integration. It's about being a translator, someone who can honor the wisdom of the past while fearlessly building the future. And that brings us to our final question, a question for you. In your own world, in your own work, what is one piece of tradition you can hold on to? And what's one modern tool you can pick up to build something that's not just successful, but truly resilient? Something really worth thinking about. Thanks for joining us.